Hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I do have my prediction ahead of Hull City versus Sheffield Wednesday live at Hillsborough tomorrow in a evening kickoff because it's live on Sky. So Hull City will be taking on Sheffield Wednesday New Year's Day. It's going to be a big derby considering the fact where both teams currently stand, and obviously reminding us of our fixture that we had earlier on this season where Ozan Tufan got himself a cheeky hat-trick. So we'll crack into my prediction ahead of this game, everything that you need to know, and then also to top it off with my score prediction and who I think will score for the Tigers. So let's crack through first into a bit of an injury update. So ahead of this game, no fresh injuries that have been reported, which that's a good sign. It's a good sign. You'll notice I have got Seri on that little title card. He isn't injured, do not worry. It's just to remind me to tell you that both him and Adama Traore are in contention for this game. They weren't meant to be. They were meant to be on their trip away to AFCON to respect their different countries in that international tournament for the next month. But they have got the Sheffield Wednesday game. So after we've battered Sheffield Wednesday, they'll be on a plane over to AFCON to go and play for their respective countries. Wishing them both the best of luck, obviously. But we will miss both of them, probably Seri a bit more than Adama Traore, but we'll miss both of them very much. News on Ryan Alsop. No new developments, really. Not stating that he is a definite comeback for this game. I don't think that Rosini will start him. We could possibly see him on the bench just to show that factor that, yeah, he's fit, he can play a game, he can come on if needed. But I don't think that he'll be starting this game. I'll get into my starting 11, my predicted starting 11 in a second, but I don't think that he'll start this game considering there is no new news around him. And also, Matt Ingram hasn't done too shocking in the past two games. I mean, he's conceded 3 goals, but yeah, it's Matt Ingram. You really look at his distribution as a negative factor rather than his shot stopping at the moment. Let's crack into my predicted starting 11, powered by our friends over at Fanhub. I've got a little partnership going with Fanhub here. If you go down into the description, you'll see a link. Click it, it'll take you over to Fanhub. Fanhub is an amazing app that basically rewards fans, gives fans free rewards for just being a fan of a football club. Doesn't have to be Hull City, can be any club that you support. If you use my link, use the code HUL-IZR when you get onto the app, and there's a golden ticket code. Use my code HUL-IZR and that'll give you free access to the app, and also you'll get rewarded for using my code. So why would you not do it? You're getting rewarded for being a fan. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's fantastic. I'll stop with the puns now. So my Hull City predicted starting 11. Well, I don't think there's going to be any changes from that side that put out a kind of okay performance against Blackburn. So Matt Ingram obviously starting in net, as I have pretty much already said, because I don't think that Dave Robson or Lotu Tala will get that nod in net. But you never know. You never know. Obviously, the back four of Louis Coyle, Alfie Jones, Jacob Greaves, and also Regan Slater at left back. Could possibly see James Furlong putting a shift in at left back because he is fit. He hasn't been on the bench at all in recent games, so you don't presume Rosini is going to do it. And it's also reports coming out saying that Furlong is going to be going out on loan to some club in this January transfer window. So who knows what's happening with Furlong? Who knows what's happening with the Hull City left back situation at the moment? Obviously, Vinagre is still out injured. And then obviously ahead of them, Seri. It'd be rude not to include him considering he's staying away from AFCON for another day just for this. And then also the magical boy that is Tyler Morton. This man is going places. I'm going to tell you that right now. Ahead of them, Ozan Tufan, Aaron Connolly, obviously now Hull City's top goal scorer for this season. Could possibly change after this game though, we'll see on that one. Adama Traore, I think it'd be rude not to start him, especially considering he is staying behind the game. And I thought he put in an okay shift against Blackburn, all things considering. So I probably would tip him to start this game and then maybe do that sort of Scott Twine switch that we did see in the game against Blackburn the other day. And then one man left. that's Liam Delap. He's just tearing things up this season. He's really come on leaps and bounds from his 2 loan spells he had last season at Preston and Stoke, and this season he's become the next coming of Aguero, which is what I was told that it was going to be when we signed him from Man City on loan. He said that he's the next coming of Aguero. I laughed it off. But I mean, you look at him now, he's tearing up the Championship. He's definitely going to be that Harry Kane replacement for the England striker position. So we'll crack into some other news. Now, other news, it's Harvey Cartwright on your screen. Nothing's wrong with Harvey Cartwright. It's just a reminder once again to tell me about, let me tell you about the fantastic loanee department that Hull City have got going on. So if I just pull it up on my second monitor here, there we go. So I'm going to crack through all of the different loan players and all of their all what they've done. So Tom Nixon at Doncaster Rovers, 25 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, not too shabby. Harvey Cartwright, man who's just on your screen, 17 appearances, and he grabbed his first ever clean sheet in a 3-0 win against Salford in just the other day, that was. Callum Jones, he's obviously at Forest Green Rovers, he's had 12 appearances. Ryan Woods, Bristol Rovers, 15 appearances. Ryan Longman, obviously he's at fellow Championship rivals Millwall, 17 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, not too bad for him. Xavier Simmons, he's at Fleetwood, 9 appearances, 2 assists. I think that's quite good for Xavier Simons. Brandon Fleming, he's had 10 appearances for Shrewsbury Town, and I believe that he's currently injured as well. Obviously he's had that recent injury, which kind of put him on the back burner at Hull City, which has then resulted in this second loan spell in quite a quick succession for him. So we'll see about the news on Brandon Fleming, whether he will remain with the club beyond the end of the season. Jake Leake, he's at Tranmere Rovers, 8 appearances. Oliver Green at York City, 7 appearances. Henry Sandat recently gone on loan to Southend United, the club that we bought him from. He's had 3 appearances. Oscar Estupinian, he is currently injured, but obviously he's on loan at FC Metz with Benjamin Tete, who's obviously still not a Hull City player, but there with Benjamin Tete. 5 appearances, but he has been injured since end of September, beginning of October time. Jake Brown, he's at Bridlington Town, had 2 appearances. Jim Sims, he's at Ashton United, 1 appearance. We're getting into some of the academy lads now. Jack Leckie, he's at Farsley Celtic for 6 appearances. Sincere Hall at Gilsey AFC, and he's not made his debut yet. I mean, that was a mouthful and a half for that club. A bit of news on Shelbourne, probably the last we're ever going to hear of Shelbourne. That's Harry Wood and Will Jarvis. They've both returned back to Hull City following the season conclusion, where they did help Shelbourne get to 4th in their respective league and also get into some European qualification places as well. But they both returned to the club following a successful loan spell for both of them at Shelbourne, and they will be able to play for the Tigers following the 1st of January. So after the Sheffield Wednesday game, we could possibly see them being on the bench and maybe being used, especially Will Jarvis. He just had a fantastic time at Shelbourne. I mean, Harry Wood did as well, but he was more of an assist merchant. Will Jarvis, he came on and scored quite a few times. Lastly, Uriel Selly, he has finished his season with Universitario, making 11 appearances, 1 assist, but Hull City haven't noted anything about him coming back to Hull City this January. So whether that is still up in the air, because I know it wasn't certain definite for this January. It was more of a pinpointed location, see if he got the international points in time that he would come back, but I'm not sure. So we'll see on that one, but I think that his loan spell with Universitario has ended. So we'll see in January on that one. Our last meeting with Sheffield Wednesday was obviously that 4-2 win in August, where Ozan Tufan recorded a hat-trick. It was a fantastic win, a fantastic day, wasn't it? But recent time, we have come the better of Sheffield Wednesday. 1-0 was our last meeting at Hillsborough. I was there at that game, actually. It was my last away game before COVID in January 2020. And obviously, October 2019, 1-0 win at the MKM Stadium. Table, it tells a story, doesn't it? So we are currently sitting 6th, Championship playoff places. It's lovely coming into the new year in a playoff place It's fantastic, something we've not seen in quite some time. Sheffield Wednesday, they come into the new year in the relegation places, sitting 23rd, just Rotherham below them. They had a tough start to the season though, didn't they? 13 games, I think it was, where they didn't record a win. Obviously, we battered them during that time. But since then, they've recorded 5 wins, 4 draws. But they have, I think I've got about 16 players out injured at the moment. So it's not helping their case at the moment. So it's possibly looking like it will be another one of these little runs of forms for Sheffield Wednesday. Player to watch out for. You might recognise this fella, Dijon Bernard. I haven't just picked him because he was an ex-loaned to Hull City player from Manchester United. I've picked it because he's having an alright season at Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, he was a cracking loanee at Hull City, a fantastic centre-back, turned right back, sometimes left back. He was a little bit of a player that darted all over the shop, a bit like Jacob Greaves. But he was fantastic when he played for us in that 6-month loan spell. Then didn't get any look in when Shotter arrived. Went back to Manchester United. I think that he tried to get into tried to stay with their academy for a bit. Didn't really work out. And I think just before we played Sheffield Wednesday at the start of the season, he joined Sheffield Wednesday, and he has been doing fantastic for them in that defensive department, recording 2 assists. I think he's the 3rd highest rated player if you're looking at an average match rating. So it's fantastic for Dijon Bernard. All the best to him, but he's certainly the player to watch out for tomorrow, and he's probably one of the only players that Sheffield Wednesday don't have injured. My score prediction now: Hull City 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1. I've said it. I've said Hull City are going to go for an emphatic win. I mean, we started 2023 off with a 4-1 away win at Wigan Athletic on the 2nd of January. On the 1st of January 2024, I think it's only fitting that we do get a 4-1 win again away at Sheffield Wednesday this time. Goals for the Tigers coming through: Aaron Connolly getting the opening goal for the Tigers. Liam Delap then trying to claw back and maybe get to the top of the scoring department for Hull City this season with a cheeky brace. And then finishing it off with Tyler Morton because why not? Why not give Tyler Morton a goal? So once again, I'll leave you with that photo of Adrian Alajali. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any more Hull City news and content. I have plenty more coming out as we feed our way into January, and obviously the January transfer window opens up tomorrow. So I will see you in the next one. Up the Tigers, go on!